The question is, how can I have a perfect day? What is a perfect day? And I'm not talking about a perfect day in the sense of I want to be on a mega yacht in the Caribbean and there's women serving me alcohol and I have a helicopter on the boat and then I'm flying to Formula One, etc. You know, I'm talking about an average normal day of a normal citizen with a 9 to 5. What is the perfect day I could have? What is the possibilities? What would that look like? Well, how can I work towards that? Because we always think that this perfect life, this perfect ideal of how we can live our day-to-day is always so far out. So the question is, what would a normal perfect day actually look like for you? So in a sense, what I did was I took all my values, the things I value the most, so family, health, growth, art, and peace. Those are the values I want to live by. So in a perfect day, I would have attacked all of those values. So now you take your values and write down one thing you could do to follow that value. So for health, you could say, I want to go to the gym. For peace, I want to be a peaceful person, meditation. Then you value family. For family, I could say, call my mom. Call my mom would be one. Then growth. I want to be a person who stays intelligent and learns. So for growth, I'm going to read my book. So read. And then art. I love art. So art is a value I appreciate. So how do I pursue that? Draw a picture. Whatever. Draw a picture. Then you have to figure out how much time do I have in the day. So I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to shower, I need to probably run a couple errands and do a couple tasks, and I need to work. So how much time do you have in your day? You know, get rid of TikTok, get rid of YouTube, stop wasting your time. What time do you have? So let's say you have 2 hours. That's truly your potential that you could spend on your values to fulfill this perfect day. So now you can take those 2 hours and put these values in there. Okay, so I could meditate for 10 minutes. I could hit the gym for 45 minutes, maybe read for 20 or 25 minutes. You get the gist, right? So you break down your values into times and fill that in your open schedule. And if you do that over and over, you consistently have these small, perfect days. These perfect days in a sense of fulfilling who you want to be, who you want to become, right? You want to be this healthy, peaceful, artistic, family person. So if you apply that to your day-to-day, you become that. The actions you choose every day is the person you become. We are what we do consistently. So once I did that, your growth is just exponential and eventually form into a stronger character, into a more enjoyable life. It's tough, it's hard, you can't do it all the time, but the more time you get and the more you fill in your values in those open brackets, the more fulfilled you will become. So try to have a perfect day, or try it on a weekend. Let's say you have a completely open schedule, 24 hours, you can do whatever you want. How would you live it? What would you do? I know you don't have a Lamborghini and a helicopter and a boat or women serving you. I get that. You know, that's a dream day you'll have that day. But what's a normal, perfect day look to you? How would you plan it? When would you go to the gym? When would you meditate? When would you eat? When would you go for a walk? When would you see your family? What would you do? How would you schedule it? Just doing that and then trying to apply that to your current life, very beneficial. Very beneficial. So try that.